and welcome back to Jack's FSX videos. As you probably noticed, I've been releasing trailers over the past couple of months for this episode. So for almost everyone watching, this is the first time that you will have seen my face, and I'm probably nothing what you thought I looked like, as in my experience, people never usually are. But anyway, I'm here with my friend Dan, wearing the Jack's FSX videos official merchandise t-shirt, which is coming out soon, and we're going to be doing an unboxing and setup video of the Alienware Area-51 and all of these other products. And I'll tell you about what everything's going to be used for and everything like that as we go through the episode. So it's about 40 different products here that we're going to be unboxing first. So I'll just quickly go through the order of the episode, which you can also see in the description with all the timings, so you can just skip to the parts that you like just by clicking on the times. So we'll be starting off obviously with the unboxing of over 40 products with Dan. Then we'll be doing the renovation section, basically like putting up my desks and the wall mounts onto the wall obviously, and other things like that. Then we'll be doing the setup again with Dan, actually plugging everything in and making sure it's all working. Then we'll be doing the testing, which is also making sure it's all working, and doing frame testings and frame per second testings and things like that. And then we'll move on to the review, just like what we finally think of all the different products. Obviously the main item is the Alienware, so we'll be mainly doing stuff on that, and then it'll just be the outro, and that'll be the whole episode.
Alright, so here is the episode contents page where you can look for the main parts that you want to watch and click on the annotation to go to that time index. Or if you're on a tablet or mobile phone or something like that and can't click on annotations, or you want to see even more detailed contents page of each part of the episode, for example certain unboxing, it's all down in the description as well in much more detail with a lot more times. And I hope you enjoy the episode.
Okay, so the first item we're unboxing is really boring, because we're starting with the most boring stuff and going to the working our way up to the computers and monitors and stuff. This is a cable tidy management system, it's called, but otherwise they're known as cable snakes. So Dan, you can open that.
Oh, I ripped it a little bit there. So from the off, we're going to see this paper there, and we're going to see all these cable snakes. He's going to organise cables.
Yeah, so that's, I think, just the instructions. I don't know why you need any. But if you don't know what these are, basically cables just go inside them and keep them all together. If you've got like, if you're going to keep all of your audio cables together or something, or all of them going to a certain place, depends how you want to arrange them. Don't know what that is, but I'll figure it out. And you've also got some cable ties in the box. So I got these from Amazon. for £5, I think they were, and you get two. They're fairly long. I don't know how long they are, but they are pretty long, and you get two in a box. So that's the first thing. Right, next is another cable management thing, which I got from BPF online. 4 of them for £10 are these, which basically clip onto the legs of your desk, and then cables just travel up them. So there's 4 in there, but unfortunately I got the wrong size. They're actually a bit too big, so I'm gonna return these and get the right size probably later on this week, and hopefully you should see them for when I set up the actual desk. Okay, so next item, more cabling things, are the mini K-blocks. Don't really know what to call them, but they basically peel off the back there, that white sticker, and stick underneath your desk, and wires basically feed into them, like you can see in that picture there, just to like suspend them underneath the desk. So 3 come in there. I bought 2 packs of these, so obviously that means 6, and each pack cost me £6.14 from Amazon. I'm gonna put a spreadsheet in the description, a link to a spreadsheet in the description with all the links to every product that I unbox here. That's that.
Okay, so what we have here is a 6-gang extension lead, which is 2 meters long, and an 8-gang extension lead, which is 2 meters long. This is £10 and this is £10.50, and it is surge protected, and it's got switches on, and it's all black with the red, I guess, the switches and the green light at the top. I guess that's all going to light up.
The 2 8-gangs are going to sit under 1 desk, so I've got 2 desks which I'll show you soon, and then the 6-gang is going to sit under the shorter desk, and once you see the setup you'll know why I've got 6 gangs and 2 8-gangs and stuff like that for all the setup. So next is the TV mounts, which is what it says on there, but you can use them for monitors as well, obviously. These are from Amazon as well. I got 5 of these because I'm mounting 5 monitors, and I've got 6 monitors overall. These cost £12 from Amazon, like I said. So just open it up. There we go. So when you first open the box, you've obviously got the monitor mount itself, which then you can just get out of there. And then you've got all of the accessories and stuff. So screws and I think that's like a spanner, multi-tool spanner in there as well, and all the other stuff that you need for that. And step-by-step instructions and what you should have in the box. There. So that's that. So there's 5 of those for the 5 monitors going up on the wall. Right, this is the stereo cable, which will be plugging into the sound mixer or soundboard, whatever you want to call it, which you'll see unboxing later. So it's a stereo connection there, the red and the black, which will plug in. There's 2 of these, one for the input and one for an output, which then basically just convert to the jack, to the 3.5mm jack. I got both of them from Amazon for £2.30, so they're pretty cheap, and they got a good rating, so hopefully they should work and everything like that.
So I've got this 1.5 meter XLR extension cable, and it costs £2.94 from Amazon, and the reason for purchasing this is because the microphone stand, which you'll see shortly, the cable that is built into it isn't actually long enough to reach from the microphone to the sound mixer on its own. So there's just this cable. It's a bit tied up, there's no point in not opening that up, but yeah, it's got a male and a female on the end, so you can have extension.
Okay, so these are the Amazon Basics HDMI wires. So in this packet there is a 0.9 meter or 3 feet 3-foot wire, and in this box there are 2 3-meter wires, or 9.8 feet wires. So you can open that one down, and I got 2 lots of these, so 4 3-meter wires, and 2 lots of these, so 2 0.9 meter wires. And so if you buy them in packs of 2, I think you get like 50p off or something. So that's the shorter one there that Dan is showing,
with Ethernet built in.
And this is the longer one, so like, it comes all protected and stuff, some plastic seals over there, and yeah, it comes all tied up. And the only other thing in here is a warning card in different languages. So that's those, 4 of these and 2 of those. Next is another Amazon Basics product. It's the USB 1-meter 3.0 extension cables. 2 packs of these I got, so 2 wires obviously. And these are going to be for extending the length of the wire for the USB hubs, which you'll also see soon. So you can obviously see there the blue in there and in there, which obviously means 3.0, and that's 1 meter long there, so 2 of those.
And they're gold plated.
Yeah, gold plated, which so they reduce signal interference, and that's them. Now this is a VGA cable. It's 3 meters, I think. Yeah, 3 meters, which is basically for the laptop, because I'm going to have 3 computers. Thank you, Gam. I'm going to have 3 computers in this setup, and a laptop can't support HDMI splitter, so to be plugged into 2 monitors, so you need a VGA cable, and I needed a long cable to do it, so that's what this is for. So there's the end of it, and that's that. So now it's on to anti-static stuff, because I bought a solid state drive to install into the Alienware computer, so sort of need this stuff to keep me and Dan grounded. So this is the anti-static mat. That was £14.95 from Amazon, and it also comes with the cable, obviously, that clips onto the mat and then onto the computer case.
Then I've got these anti-static wristbands. These cost £4.94. They've got a really nice bag that they come in, and it just seals open. So these bad boys are rocking that baby blue with the crocodile clips to clip onto the computer, and they are just like an elastic wristband, goes around your wrist, and it has like a metal bit on in the inside. That's how you get like the signal through. So good bargain, goodbye.
Going on to the mat. It's, I think, the biggest mat that this company did on Amazon. Just trying to make sure it's big enough to fit the computer on, really. And then this bit here.
It smells nice.
Then this bit here, if I just bring up here, goes onto there, and then that crocodile clip goes onto the case, just like the wristbands. So yeah, I think this is a bit expensive, I think, for a mat, but still, for the size,
can we rip the plastic off?
I suppose it's sort of fair. Yes, you can, Dan.
Anyone who's a big fan of unbox videos, you're gonna love, or just unboxing in general, you're gonna love the sound.
Okay. Yeah, so it comes with protection on the bottom as well, to just keep that safe and everything, and that's the mat then.
Alright, so this next product is the DisplayPort to HDMI adapter, and it's all gold plated, as I will show you here, with a DisplayPort male on that end and a female HDMI there. So the reason for this is because there will be 3 monitors, 3 HDMI monitors connected to the Alienware Area-51 PC, but there's 2 graphics cards, which means only 2 HDMI ports. But there will be another port for the DisplayPort, therefore DisplayPort to HDMI adapter.
Yeah, so the Alienware, the 2 graphics cards on the Alienware has actually 3 display ports for each graphics card, but only 1 HDMI, so obviously that's required. Now, this is the Belkin Surge Protection Cube, the Surge Master, as it's called, which will be used for the Alienware computer, because I'd rather not risk a surge on the computer considering the price that it cost me. Bit weird, the opening of this box, there we go. So I think it covers, up to 3,500 watts, I think it says here. Sorry, 3,250 watts there. And this is it itself. So that's just going to go directly into the wall. I'm not going to put it into an extension lead or anything. And then obviously that light will come on and plug it into there. So it does say on it that it's got a £10,000 warranty if your device breaks while using this. So I'm not too worried about that or anything. But yeah, that's what that's for, and I'll be using that for the Alienware. So this is more of an unusual item because of what it looks like, but it's actually pretty important for the setup. This is cable trunking, which is basically going to get attached to the wall. So from the monitors go down to the desk, let all the wires from the monitors, the power cables and the things like that feed down here. So obviously hole down the middle. That peels off to stick on, that blue bit peels off to stick on the wall. It's actually going to get cut a bit actually about there. There is a plastic cover on this as well, just to stop it from getting scratched, because this is meant to be sort of a visible thing, which Dan is just slowly taking off over there. Thank you, Dan. So that's that really, and don't know if it comes with anything. Yeah, that's just the invoice, and that's it really. So another long item. This is the cable racks, which Dan is very carefully going to open it so nothing gets scratched underneath. So it will sort of become clear once it's actually open, so we'll just wait for then. Right, so that took obviously a while to get open, but at least it's well packaged, and a lot of bubble wrap on this thing.
You don't want to be damaged in transit.
So these are the cable racks. They are from PDU online. I think they cost about £20 each, including delivery and stuff. That's just invoice, or receipt rather. So I got 2 of these. They are both 800mm racks, which will basically screw onto the desk using these, if I can get them out. There we go. Using these, which clip onto there and then onto the desk below, and just hold all of your cables in there, which is a lot better than having them on the floor. But yeah, you'll see them obviously in use later on during the setup part of the video. So that's them.
Okay, so this next one is a gaming mouse pad. It's really big because it's going to have 2 keyboard and 2 mice on it. It is 900mm by 430mm, which is obviously 90cm by 43cm. It's just 3mm in thickness. It has quite a soft, like rubbery feel to it, and I think it will look really smart underneath like a sort of glowing keyboard.
So that's the mouse mat. It's also got the logo down there as well. It is a bit wider than I thought, but that's fine actually, because it's just going to go across the longer part of my desk, and yeah, that's the mat. So next up is the LED RGB flexible strip lights. So these are going to be attached underneath my desk, just to add sort of glow to underneath them. You've probably seen them before on
on YouTube or on other places on the internet. So it comes with a remote control with all the different colours and stuff that you want there. It's also got things like quick, slow, fade. You can turn it down the brightness and other stuff like that, other fading and flashing. So that's the power plug there. That will plug into this. Then these get plugged into the lights, and I don't know what these are. Instruction manual in there as well. Then another.
This will probably be able to cut it down, probably.
Another adapter there or something to plug everything in. And that's obviously the main lighting of it. And it can actually be cut. If you see on there the brown bits there, they can actually be cut down there to make it the length that you like. So that's right. Now this is the Anker 4-port hub, USB hub. It's a 3.0 hub, obviously to get the higher speeds, and this doesn't. So I got two of these. One for the one for my current Dell laptop, and one for the Alienware computer. So yeah, let's open it up. So it's actually quite a nice sort of box actually. So it's meant for choosing Anker when you open it.
Good unboxing experience.
It is. It's actually a very nice box. But yeah, so it says, "Are you happy?" And then you can flip it over and not happy if you want to complain or send compliments or whatever. Welcome guide. Yeah, don't really know what I need that for. And then we've got the actual hub itself there, 4 ports. I'm not sure how long the wire is. Doesn't look very long, which is why I've got those USB extension cables that you saw earlier. And it's also got this Velcro thing here. So on one, they're both sticky. That will attach onto the desk. Then this one will attach onto the bottom of there, so then it's removable if you need to take it anywhere, or it's obviously like stationary down there if you don't want it to move while it's on your desk, which is also quite good. But yes, looks good. It's pretty heavy, which is also good, and it's got a light on there to tell you when it's on. So got two of those for the Dell and the Alienware.
So this is, I believe, a speaker, yeah, and it is by Logitech for the computer. As you get it out straight away, bubble wrapped speakers. They look really nice, and you've got a USB cable, not USB 3 mind you, even though we have all those USB ports, USB port splitters, but yeah.
Yes, comes with instruction manual, I see, which obviously you don't really need, just plug it in and work, warning manual and safety and stuff. And I've actually got another lot of these that I bought, which is just over there, for the Acer computer, which you'll also see me unbox later on. And one thing that I really like about these speakers is they've combined audio and power into one cable, which is the USB. And even now, if you type in a USB speakers on Amazon or something, which is where I got these, you will get a lot that come up with USB powered, but not USB audio as well. And I really do like these because you don't get any of that interference. Like sometimes if you've got your phone or something near the speakers, they can often make a weird noise when you get a text message or something. So they're good for that, which is why I like that USB combined cable. Now, next is the keyboards. We've got two of these Microsoft keyboards, which as soon as I saw them, I pretty much knew I wanted it, because it's a Sculpt ergonomic desktop keyboard, USB wireless. So you can always see that there's sort of like a curve on that with the number pad separate and it's different kind of mouse there. So we'll just unbox this. So it comes with this thing on top just to protect it really.
Oh, straight away you see it's
Yeah, so you see the keyboard straight away there.
quite curved.
It's got a really good curve on that. I don't know if you can see that there on the camera. So that's the keyboard there. Comes with another protective layer with the stand, which I'll just show you in a second, and a whole bunch of user manuals. That's just showing you how the transmitter thing works, safety guides and all sorts, warranty, product guide, it's all there. I don't think there's anything under there. Then we've got the mouse. Mouse is not got any protection on it, which I don't really like because I can actually already see some scratches on that mouse. Quite some big scratches actually, so I'm not very happy about that. We'll see, might have to get a replacement or something because we'd rather not have any scratches on anything on that. We've got the separate number pad, which I really like. So basically the idea is obviously that you have the pad next to that and then the mouse over here, and it's all really sort of been changed sort of to fit your hand, because your hands are more naturally like that than they are like that. On a straight keyboard they're more naturally like that, which is what this keyboard has tried to do, sort of with that curve up, because your hands are also on a slant rather than like that as well. Then obviously the keypad, the number pad is good that you can move that around. Then this has also been sort of changed to fit the shape of your hand more, rather because your hand is more naturally like that than like that. You're actually using muscles to stretch that out there, so it's just more relaxing, sort of like that. Other features on the keyboard are the blue keys up here. So what used to be mainly F1, F2, F3, the function keys, they're now primarily the pause, play, mute, volume up, volume down, search, settings, all the sort of keys like that, as long as you've got the switch over here on blue. But then you can change that across to white just by flicking that whichever way you want, and it will then activate the function keys. So as I was saying with the stand, if you want, you can lift that up there and clip that into there, and it's actually magnetic, so it just sort of falls into place like that and won't move there. So if you want it at more of an up angle, if you prefer it like that, I don't really know what I prefer, so I'll give both a try and see which one I like. And then finally with the mouse, as I was saying, it's got more of that natural feel. It's also got a Windows button on it there. It's also got a hotkey button, programmable button there, scroll wheel. It also goes to the left and right if you want that. On and off button on the bottom. And another magnetic feature is that this comes off. I need to pull that out for the batteries to work. Transmitter in there to plug into your computer, which is also magnetic, which just falls into place there, and then that just clips into place like that, which is magnetic, as well as the bottom of this keyboard, which I didn't show. Pull that out there. That is magnetic as well. So it's a really good modern keyboard. Like I said, the only thing that I've actually just seen that's disappointing already is the fact that this is scratched, because everything else has protection on it over the sides and over this, but this doesn't, so that's quite disappointing. But like I said, I've got two lots of these keyboards and mice, so one of them will be for the Acer computer and one of them will be for the Dell computer. Like I keep saying, that'll all become clearer on the second.
So this is the microphone stand to replace the current one in the setup, and this one comes with a shock mount for the microphone to go in, and also a built-in XLR cable, as you will see as I extend this out, as that would go as an arm like this. the XLR cable on one end there, and also on the other end here. And also you have the shockproof mount, as it has elastic strings inside, so it sort of flexes inside, as obviously that makes it shockproof. I'm not quite sure what this last piece is. I think, oh, it's a mount to mount the actual arm onto the desk.
Right, so next up is the Behringer microphone mixer, sort of a sound mixer, which is what the microphone will be plugged into, which is also happens to be a Behringer. This is the manual, I assume, then. Yeah, in that packet. Then here we've got the plug in another packet and the protection there. It's quite a long wire. So that's the power pack there, that one there, and that's the plug, which then goes into the back of the board. And then obviously, finally, there is the soundboard. It's pretty small, but I don't need it to be that big, because the only reason I'm really using this is for the microphone, just to be plugged into. So this was also from Amazon, and that's it there. So the microphone gets plugged into there, and the power cable gets plugged into the back there, and master volume and headphones if you want to plug those in, and other linings at the top there. Yeah, so that's the sound mixer or soundboard. Right, now it's another Behringer product, the microphone, as I just mentioned. So it comes in this plastic case for if you want to transport it anywhere. Manuals and safety stuff again. So you just clip at the top there, open it up. That's the wrong way.
It does have a really nice case here.
So it is a nice case, yeah. All foam, and that's the microphone there itself. It's the C1, and it's sort of a gold colour, which is a bit disappointing considering the box shows a silver colour, and so does it online. So it's a bit of a disappointment, that, but it'll be fine. I did try returning it, but I got gold again, so I guess that's just the colour. Its official colour is pearl, I found out, which I wouldn't even say is this colour, but I suppose it's close enough, and don't even know what that is. Screw for in there to attach to the shock mount. So that's the microphone there, in that nice case.
Here we're getting to the more exciting stuff now, as we get through to the computers, the fancy gaming keyboards, the monitors, and all the good stuff. Here we go.
So this is the Duronic splitter 1x2, which supports HD and 3D. So quite pleased about the 3D part, because my monitors do support 3D, so I'm going to be trying that out. So it comes with casing and stuff. The plug, it does need a power supply, unfortunately, this, which will be fine. I'll just plug into the wall there, and into that. So one signal goes out and it splits that into two on the other side there. So the reason I have this is because of this, the AverMedia Extreme Cap U3 capture card. Now, if you don't know already, I use Fraps to record all of my gaming stuff, so FSX for you guys. But it unfortunately reduces your frame rate. which is why I've gone for one of these, a capture card which does not reduce your frame rate. But unfortunately, this capture card, this particular one, you does need one of these HDMI splitters because it's only got one HDMI in on the back. So that is a bit annoying, how you have to spend about an extra £14 for this, but that is obviously what you have to do. So this capture card also comes on the back with a USB 3.0 out, which is quite good. That it transfers the anything that you record really quickly back to your computer by 3.0, and you've got all the cables in the back. I don't know what these are, but I'm not going to use them. I have seen them online, but I don't really know what they are. And that's the wire there, so USB 3.0 to transfer everything, all the gaming stuff that you capture straight back to your computer really quickly. And then that's the quick guide there. So that's everything in there for these two items.
Alright, so here as we move on, this is the most expensive product so far. Obviously there will be more, but so far this is the most expensive product in the video.
So this is the Samsung 850 Pro by Samsung, which is a 512GB solid state drive. It's actually really small, which I was expecting, but you just think for the price, it's actually feels quite cheap, if I'm honest. But that's that, and this will be going into the Alienware computer. This has been absolutely glued onto the back of this thing. Okay, you can work your way at that. So it already comes with a 512GB, but I'm adding in another one for things like gaming and stuff. But during the setup part, I'll tell you what each hard drive is going to be for and everything like that. So that's there, and that's the SATA connection in there. And just give this envelope. You get an installation guide, some stickers if you want to stick those on the front of your PC or the back or whatever. You know, like those sort of Intel stickers that say Intel inside. That's the same sort of thing. Disk, Samsung solid state drive, one stop install navigator manual and software, and the warranty. That's that. So on to the Alienware stuff. 3 Alienware things that I've bought in addition to the computer. This first one is the headset, which comes in a big box. Loads of information on the back there. Dan, you can take that away. And then into the box. And then that's the headset right there. Yeah, it's an alright box, I think. Nothing wrong with it. Let's take that out.
It looks really nice, kind of like velvet covered plastic there.
So in the back you get some Chinese warranty thing, some more Chinese warranty stuff. So that's the connection there, obviously, the for microphone and audio, because it has got a microphone built in as well onto this thing. It's got a little clip there for volume and high, low and off, I think that says. And it's a bit of it's a fabric sort of feeling, feel wire. It's not like an ordinary.
Like a braided cable.
Wire, yeah. Yeah, so that's audio microphone there, and it's actually got these things. I'm not even sure what this is for. It's just extension wires actually. So if you want it shorter, you can have it like that. If you want it longer, you can add on the wires like that and have an even longer cable. So let's just get this out of the box.
Well, while Jack's doing that, I just have to say, the box does look really nice with this reflective sort of like hive hexagons. Really showing it's kind of like alien.
It's got like a good shine, like it's a shine and a matte in different places, sort of thing. It's also got Alienware head there. Just adding the branding on. So this is the headset really. Take that plastic off later, and yeah, it looks alright. These cost me, I think, about 65, I think. I can't even remember. Is it even, the mouse might have been that actually, I'm not sure, I can't remember. But yeah, I didn't buy these from Alienware themselves because you can find them cheaper elsewhere. And yeah, they look, it's got a really nice sort of foam. Yeah, so they look comfy and everything, and it's got the microphone there, which I like how that slides out like that, though I don't really like that look, the look of that, but yeah, that slides back in. So that's the headset there.
Okay, so we're back and we have changed the camera to the front facing camera on an iPhone 6 because the other camera ran out of battery, and added an extra light. It's a bit dark.
Right, so moving on with the Alienware stuff. This is the Alienware mouse, still following that hexagon sort of shine and matte feel there. On there, information on the back. Then the Alienware logo's there as well. Then you open it up, and you've got the mouse in a packet there, with the safety manual and regulations and all of that stuff there. And the Alienware disc for the command center, keyboard control interface, mouse control interface, all that stuff. That is for keyboard and mouse, it says on there, so that's that. Then the actual mouse itself. Here it's actually got an Alienware sticker there, which is actually pretty cool to seal it. So that's pretty good, but that's just sealed in the packet there. Then, as same with the headphones, you can already see that the mouse will sort of got that fabric feel. What do you call it?
Braided.
Braided, yeah. Cord there. Protector on the USB, plastic protector there. Small bit of instructions saying to make sure that you put in the disc after you've plugged it in. Then there's the mouse itself. It's a matte sort of feel on the mouse, so it's not a shiny sort of mouse. And it's just got that bit of plastic there, and it does light up this mouse as well on the Alienware head, and the buttons are on there. It's got quite a few buttons on the side, up and down, scroller left and right as well as the obvious click, and it sort of fits quite well into your hand. Probably not as much as the Microsoft keyboard that you saw earlier, but it still is quite nice. Click, I don't actually really like that. It's a bit sort of too high click, and it just annoys me, but yeah. Some buttons on the back for the profile and the dual mode scroll. I'm not actually sure what that does, but I'll figure that out later during the setup. So yeah, that's the mouse there. It's got quite a nice feel to it. Although it's not on a mouse mat, that does go across quite nicely. And yes, so that's the Tactex mouse there. Okay, so next we've got the next Alienware item, which is also the Tactex range, the keyboard. Again, still with the same pattern and the hexagon things there. So I'm going to slide that out. More information on the back there. Alienware logo again, so they're all keeping the same sort of system to it. So there it is, the Tactex keyboard, again with the disc for mouse and keyboard, safety and regulations things. Then that's the keyboard there. It is a mechanical keyboard, so it's got that more soft touch sort of thing. It's actually got two USBs on it. No idea why. This one does light up as well. This keyboard, this is the Tactex one, so it does light up. More Alienware head stickers. Now the reason I've actually bought these keyboard and this keyboard and the
mouse from Alienware. It's because if you are in the UK, you do not get a free Alienware keyboard and mouse like you do in America. Don't know why that is, but unfortunately that is how it is. You have to buy extra ones. You don't have to buy the Alienware obviously, and your keyboard will obviously work with the computer, but I like the look of them, so I went for them. So it has got a nice touch on it, and everything white on the keys, including the letters and numbers themselves and the edges, all light up to whatever colour you want, really, using the Alien FX software. You've got programmable buttons down the side there, 6 of those. More programmable buttons along the top there, 4 there. Switch there, don't know what that does. But like I said, I'll figure all the other stuff out later on in the setup part. More hotkeys along the top for pausing and playing and volume and stuff. Mute button there, which actually I found quite useful because I use the mute probably the most out of all hotkeys. So that's good how it's not part of this, and that's just easy and quickly to press. Alienware head, that's not a button or anything, that's just the logo. And keypad and everything there. And it's obviously a big keyboard, you've got all the spaces between the different sections. Like that, and then you've got the protectors on the USBs, and the little instruction thing to say plug it in before you plug it in, and then put the disc in, and then that. So and the 2 USBs. So that's it really there. Then we've got this. There we go. Alright, so it's not actually a sort of stand up thing. It's just a scans it out for you to rest your wrists on there and type on that. So I like the keyboard, it's really good, nothing wrong with it as far as I can see, but I'll test it all out later and tell you about it then. Okay, so moving on, I had to zoom out a bit for this one because it's so big. These are the Logitech surround sound speaker system. The code is the Z506. So I'll start off with this item here, which is a Bluetooth adapter, which actually came with it. It was a really short deal on Amazon for like an hour if you had Amazon Prime, where if you buy this, which is worth £18, then you get this £20 off. So I ended up getting that for about £40 and this for free, which is a really lucky sort of deal. You alright, Jen?
Yeah, I'm just giving the camera a cheeky look.
Okay. I think you can cut that. There we go. Alright. So, this is that. Get the knife out. So, if you're wondering what this is, it is the basically sort of adapter that you plug into the speakers to make it Bluetooth, so you can control the music and volume and all that from your phone. So that's the actual adapter part there, with all that sort of casing stuff on it. And this is the power part of it, so you just plug that in to the wall, and then plug that into the back of it. And then the audio cables themselves. So those two there, the white and the red, go into the back of those, as it is white and red. And then you've got the 3.5mm jack to plug in your speakers or whatever, or if you're doing party chain, you plug the jack into there or whatever. It depends on what you want to do really. Instruction manual, and I assume that's just the safety stuff. So that's that there. And then moving on to the speakers themselves, Dan's very kindly just unwrapped it from the plastic. So we've got some tape things in there. So when you first open it, you've got this sort of instruction manual here, actually printed onto the box, just to show you where everything connects into what exactly, which is quite useful. And on the top here, In this bit here, you've got the instruction manuals and stuff. And then you fold that over. And I think that lifts out, it does. So this all comes out in 2 separate lots there. So these are the audio cables, it looks like. Don't even know what they're for really, because they actually come onto the microphones themselves. This is the bass subwoofer here. Plastic protection on there, which I'll take off during the setup. The reason you probably noticed me not taking off all of the plastic protection because I'm actually not doing the setup video for another couple of days, so it's just to make sure that they don't get damaged in that time. Yeah, so on the back here we've got all of the different ports and whatever for plugging in the speakers and the power and the bass adjuster there. Then we've got the power cable itself, which plugs into the back of that, into there. Audio cables, like I said, and then here we've got the actual speakers themselves, which do seem to be labelled. But yeah, this one is the centre speaker, because this is the landscape sort of one that lays down. So that's that one that goes in the middle there, with that cable on the back, which goes into obviously the green cable there that says centre. So they're all colour coded, so you know that the green goes into the green on there that says centre, just to reassure you as well. It's a good long length of cable there, so should be plenty from going from there to here. Then we've got the next 4 speakers, all in this section. So I'll just unbox, so I unpackage one of them, just so you can see what it looks like. That's it there. It's got a nice design to it. It's got a bass on the back there as well for each individual speaker, as well as obviously the actual speakers themselves on the front. And again, long cable and colour coding, so the black here goes into the black on the back there that says front left. So that also means you just immediately know where to put it. This one goes front left. So that's that really. They're the 4 speakers with the middle one and the bass, which I'll most likely actually be putting under my desk because I probably don't have room on top for the bass. But all of these will be going on top, as well as the other speakers that you saw me unbox earlier. So that's them. Right, moving on to the next lot of stuff. This is the first monitor that we're going to open, the 21.5-inch Acer. So this monitor is 8 millisecond response time and 60 Hz refresh rate. Just open it up here. So we've got the monitor stand there, and then Dan's just taking out the power cable there. And then, oh, I've got something else here. That's the European power cable. They must obviously sell these in Europe, and it comes with a VGA cable there, which I won't be using. I'll be using HDMI, and then that's the power pack for the power cord. Instruction manual there, and the, what is this? Oh right, that's part of the mount that will go onto there, part of the stand. Let's lift out the monitor. Move the box out now. So this is the monitor here. Pretty much looks as the same monitors that I've got now, which you'll see later on in this video. It's just basically the only difference is that it's smaller. It doesn't have mounting, a way to mount it up on the wall, and it doesn't have HDMI. Sorry, I am going to be using that cable. I don't know why I said it wasn't, but it doesn't have HDMI for this, which is a bit of a disappointment, but you'll see what this monitor is going to be used for. It's just a small one that I'm going to be sort of using for everyday computing, really. I've never actually had a 21-inch monitor. I've only ever had 24-inch monitors, so we'll see what it's like to go down to this one. But this is just going to be connected to an Acer computer, which we'll be unboxing in a few minutes. So that is the monitor there, the 21.5-inch Acer. Right, next monitor is the Acer 24-inch monitors. Same design really, the only difference visually is the fact that the base is red, and obviously that they're 24 inches. But they're a lot better because it's got a 1 millisecond response time, where's that there? And it's 144 Hz and it supports 3G. You've got an NVIDIA graphics card, certain NVIDIA graphics cards, which the Alienware does. So I've got 3 of these, and all 3 will be connected to the Alienware Area-51 using extended display, which is what I do now with my laptop, but only on 2 displays. So it'll be even more different to have 3. So first of all, there is another VGA cable, just like the last monitor. Let's move this back a bit. A DVI cable, definitely wasn't expecting that. A UK power cord, I'm going to guess a Europe power cord, which it is. The power pack there. Part of the stand for the monitor. Packaging. Then we've got manuals and a disc in there. And then we've got the actual base plate stand part, which, as I was saying, this will just go onto that to stand it. But I actually will not be using this because it will be mounted up on the wall, as I was showing the monitor mounts earlier. So, I just take that out, move that away down in the box. So, this is the monitor here, screen protector sort of thing there. So that's what it is, that's what it looks like there, a lot bigger, and on the back it does come with the wall mount things along with the the HDMI there, and it also comes with the speaker input, it looks like, which I didn't know that they had. Speakers looks like it's built in, but I'm not sure, I'll confirm that later for you. So there it is there, the Acer computer with all of the accessories.
Alright, so this is the last thing before we get down to the Area-51 unboxing.
So this is the Acer computer. I've already mentioned it a few times in this episode. It's basically going to be my sort of everyday using computer. It's almost the cheapest one I could find, and it's got pretty low specs because I'm not really worried about it. As you notice, I am a teenager, so I still go to school and stuff, so I'll be doing schoolwork and stuff on this one, and you put using the Alienware and my current Dell laptop as the gaming sort of things over on the other side of my room, where I do my Jack's Cassettes video stuff and other gaming. So, quick user manual there for turning it on. This is the warranty. Then at the top here we have a mouse, which I did not actually know a mouse was coming with it. So, pretty pleased about that, but I'm not going to be using it, so I'm not actually that bothered. But it comes with the mouse there. What else is there? There's the power cord.
Might be a keyboard in there somewhere as well.
Yes, there might be. power pack. I wasn't actually expecting that because I would expect that to be inside the computer, but I guess they can do that. Looks like there is a keyboard.
Here we go.
Pretty small keyboard, but still better than nothing. Comes in styrofoam, bubble wrap. There, manual thingy for the keyboard, and it's a pretty small basic keyboard there. USB connection, obviously. It's actually alright keys though. Yeah, pretty small basic keyboard there. But like I said, I'm not going to be using it because I've got the Microsoft Sculpt keyboards for these. And then here's the actual computer itself. Here. So it's a pretty small desktop computer, like I just said, just for everyday computing, so it didn't need to be anything powerful or anything. The specs of it, it's an Intel Celeron, not sure on the gigahertz, but it's got a terabyte in there, 4 gigabytes of RAM, and that's pretty much the main 3 specs there. It's got integrated graphics card, so nothing special or anything like that. It comes with Windows 8.1, but I'm going to upgrade that to Windows 10 because I do much prefer that. So it does look nice, definitely, I'd say. What do you think, Dan?
I do think it looks really pretty, you know, with the brushed aluminium kind of look.
So that's the computer there. Like I said, for everyday computing. It doesn't come with like a DVD drive or anything, and that'll be plugging into the 21.5-inch monitors. That's that. Okay, now the last thing that we're going to open is before the Alienware is this desk. So I got this from IKEA, a 200cm desk here. It's not actually brown, that's just the covering of it in case you can't tell. It's actually black, which you'll see in a second on the smaller desk, which is 100cm long. So these are the legs for them, which I'll just open quickly. I'll just open one of them just to show you what they're like. So you can just sort of see that there. Then you've got this part, which will then screw on top like that, and obviously then screw onto the desk. And it's quite simple as that, really. It comes with screws, and that's really it for the leg desk. You can sort of, sorry about the shine in that there, but yeah, it's got a plastic cover on there. That's the colour of the big desk as well, and basically they're just going to join together to make a 300cm desk. So this smaller desk here is the one that's going to have the Acer computer on there, and then this bigger desk here is the one that's going to have the Alienware with the 5 monitors part of that there. So that's the desk, and now we'll move on to the Alienware. Right, and now for the moment that probably most of you have been waiting for, the unboxing of the Alienware Area-51. And you've probably been wondering how much does this cost, and how much did everything else that we've unboxed so far cost? Well, this computer alone from the Alienware website costs about £3,000. I think it's just a bit over that, but more or less. And everything else on top of that cost about £600, obviously bringing a total to around about £3,600 US conversion rate to dollar on your screen. So I'm going to open up this. I know that there's an accessories box at the top, then there's a load of padding, then there's a computer as well. So got the knife, and we're just going to open this up. So, Also, what I forgot to mention on the box is that they do have their Alienware logo out around there, and Alienware written along the side there. So this is essentially the accessories box. So just open that up. It's a really big accessories box considering there's basically nothing inside. Because if you can just see that there's a massive gap there which Dan will point out.
Just here.
Which is where the standard non-Tactex keyboard would go for those in America, where they get a free keyboard and a free mouse. But because I live in the UK, that is not the case. You do not get one, so it's just an empty gap there. So what you get inside this accessories box is the quick start guide, which I'll show up close to the camera there. So that's the quick start guide there with everything inside, which I'll just quickly show across in case you want to pause it at any point and have a further read. And on the other side as well is these points along here, so you can read about what everything is, like that there. So that's the quick start manual. Then we've got the I assume warranty or something here, safety and safety information booklet there, which I don't really think you want to see, and then the resource CD for the Alienware Area-51 R2. That's that there. And then we've got the what looks like a VGA, sorry, a DVI to VGA adapter, just there. So in case obviously you want to use VGA wires, but there isn't any on the machine unfortunately. But I won't be needing that either because I'm using HDMI. Then we have what looks like graphics cards cables, though I'm not entirely sure. Not available when using the second 400 watt graphics card, so it must be 4 graphics cards. There's 2 wires there for that. And finally we've got the UK plug, which has got a really big connection on there for the for plugging in into the computer. Really big, because this computer has the 1500 watt power supply, so obviously it does need that there for powering it. Going further, we have some triangular sort of specially made packaging for the Alienware, which is pretty good, and it's actually, what I've just noticed, has got the Alienware head in there for this added branding and effect into that. Yeah. More specially made packaging, which just goes onto the top of the PC, and then that's the actual PC there. But an easy way to get this out, which a lot of people actually don't know or realise, is not to pull it out from the top there trying to lift it out, is to take out these here. So I've seen it a lot on YouTube that people pull it out from the top. You just take these out. Then this whole box, as long as you unsealed it at the bottom, which I did earlier, the whole thing slides up and then you've got the Alienware there.
And there it is.
So that's the Alienware, so like the packaging, if you want to know what it looks like, just sat on there like that. So that is the Alienware PC there. I'll bring in a closer shot in just a second, but I'll just quickly walk you through it before I take out the box. So, at the back here we have different ports obviously, which are, like I said, I'll show you in detail soon. Power supply at the bottom, all the HDMI, DVI and display ports at the back there for graphics card 1 and graphics card 2. There isn't a third graphics card in this computer though. because these are two 980 Ti's, so I'll go through all the specs soon. So yeah, it's also got lighting at the back there, LED lighting, which turn off automatically if you want to use that. And then at the front, we've got a DVD or CD drive, headphones, microphone, USB, SD card, and the power button is the Alienware head. And also in the box is a stabilizer here, which just screws onto the bottom of the computer just to keep it stable on the ground. So I'll now show you a close-up shot of the computer. Right, so now here's a close-up of the front of the PC. So I'm just going to quickly explain to you what each thing is. So the first thing is the Alienware logo, which is the head of the Alienware, which is actually the power button as well, which I think is a really cool design feature. Then we've got the DVD and CD drive with the button at the top there. It just goes in automatically if you just put the disc obviously near it. And further down we've got the microphone and headphone port. Headphone is the one above it, microphone's the one below. And then further down we've got the two USBs. I think they're 3.0s according to the manual, though they're not actually blue, but I think that's just to not like mix colours in the front. And then we've got a SD card reader at the bottom. Okay, so here's a close-up of the back of the PC, just showing you all the ports there and everything. And I'll just explain what each thing is individually. So at the top there are two sort of switches that Dan's just pointing out, which open up the two side panels of the PC. Then in the middle is the unlock switch. So this is a first time thing which you'll see me doing a second. There's a little screw below that switch that if you unscrew, that lock will automatically slide to the left, and then you can use the two side switches on either side, which Dan is just pressing there. Then below we've got on the top left there, top left is the LED light switch for on and off. So Dan just presses that, those come on. I think there's two LEDs behind there which just light up that panel there. Then we've got four USBs 2.0s which are black there, and Ethernet just on the right to those. Then if we go further down we've got the four USB 3.0s, and then further down than that we've got an optical port and some audio ports all around there. Then onto the first graphics card, which I won't bother explaining the second one because it's the exact same. We've got a display port on the first left, then another display port, then a HDMI, then a display port, and then the DVI. And then like I said, that's exactly the same below with a protector that comes off and on there, which just keeps it safe during transport. Then finally right at the bottom we've got the power cable, which just goes into the end there to obviously power the entire machine. And that's pretty much the whole back, and there's obviously a fan at the top there which you can see, which obviously draws out the hot air. Okay, so now I'm just going to show you what you need to do to make sure that these flaps sort of switches unlock to release the side panels. You just need a really small screwdriver. This size is pretty much perfect, and there's a small screw in there. You just need to obviously unscrew, and then right there that switch has just automatically gone over to the left. You can take that screw out. You never need it again really, unless you plan on transporting it somewhere and you want to make sure these side panels definitely stay on. And then you can just lift those up, and then they pop open like that and close just as easy really into that. So that's all you have to do to get those open. So we'll now have a look inside the computer as I tell you the specs, which are also in the description. Okay, so I'm now just going to open up the computer on the left side first, which is where most of the stuff is.
So you can just pull up the handle there, and then that pops open, and then it just comes off like that. And one thing that you will notice is, because there are LED lights on the side here, 3 LED lights, there is a passive connector there and on the side of this panel here, just there, which ensures that the LED lights you don't need to manually connect them up and off again when you are disconnecting the side panel. So this is the inside of the computer. Best not to touch it if you're not grounded with anti-static wristbands, etc. So start off with the CPU. That CPU, the exact model I can't remember, so it's on your screen now. And that is overclocked to 3.9 gigahertz, and I think the base frequency is 3.5, but I'll put all of that on your screen and in the description. Then we've got 4 memory RAM chips there, each 8 gigabytes DDR4, so that's obviously a total of 32. Got 2 graphics cards here, which are GeForce GTX 980 Ti's, each having 6 gigabytes. Then we've got the power supply, which is a 1.5 kilowatt power supply, and then that's pretty much it for this side of the case. So we've got liquid cooling as well, which I just forgot to mention there for the CPU, and it's got intake fans here to intake cool air, and then a radiator at the back there to take out all of the hot air. And then once you're done looking inside, you can just place the panel back on like that, and it's just as easy as that. So I'm going to show you the other side of the PC. Alright then, go open up the next side, because this is the side that holds all the hard drives and optical drives. So same thing, just lift up that switch, comes off like that, and then it reveals the inside of this inside of the computer. So you can see that it's got 3 different slots, 3 different spaces for hard drives and 2 spaces for solid state drives, as well as a optical drive up there. I think that's a dual layer drive in there. It comes with a 4 terabyte WD green drive and a Samsung Pro 850 Pro 512 gigabytes. This specific model did, the one that I chose. And like I said, I'm going to be putting in an extra drive, extra solid state drive into there, and won't be adding in any extra hard drives for now, because I think 4 terabytes is plenty. The only thing I was disappointed about is the fact that this is a WD green drive rather than a WD black drive, which I would expect for this computer, because I don't think 5,400 RPM is really the best that they could do for this computer. So also one thing that I do like is the fact that it comes with all these cables here ready to be put into the next hard drive if you're going to be installing it, so you don't need to buy cables on top of that. It all comes wired up already to put them in, and it's all labelled as well. It says HDD3 there. It's obviously hard drive 3, hard disk drive 3. It's on with SSD and everything there, and the ODD there. So that's it for this side. So you can just then put on the panel, just as easy as the other side. As long as you line it up correctly at the bottom, it will just slot back in like that.
Okay, me and Dan are now here, and we're we're now going to be installing the Samsung 850 Pro 512 gigabytes solid state drive into the computer. So we've already opened up the panel here, as you can see, it's like open, and I've got these 4 screws to put it in, because if you've got this computer and you've bought one of these, then you won't have any screws, so remember to buy or get screws from somewhere.
So also remember that we have a anti-static mat, so it's important to get one of these if you're going to be doing any installations or touching the insides of your computer. So that's obviously the inside there, and we've also just got anti-static wristbands on. Gan, you see yours? There's Gan's, which are then clipped. These are clipped just to the casing of the PC, as is the anti-static mat, using this wire just around here. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to unplug this one and take out all the mounting and stuff, because it's impossible to screw some of the stuff in there because things like this are in the way. So we have to take out the whole mounting bracket, put this in, screw it in with a screwdriver obviously, and then put it all back into the computer. Plug everything else in using these ones, which are quite good, like I was saying before, how they've put the wires in ready to be plugged into anything that you might use. So let's get started. Right, so we're just going to unplug these ones first.
To make sure you don't lose where they are.
So this is the HDD SATA 4. Dan will remember that was in the first one.
SATA 4.
And
That is there.
the Power 4
HDD Power 4, yeah.
is also in that one. So we can just unscrew that there. Right, we've got a different screwdriver now because the last one was too small in getting that out. So
you gotta catch the screw when it comes out. Actually, get somewhere, I'll just do it with my fingers.
That's alright, I got it. Right, so taking out that first screw there, and then that whole plate just slides to the left and comes right out like that. So it's nice and easy to get the solid state drive out there by screwing this in into the mounting bracket as well. So you can see that there's some holes there because this mounting bracket is designed for two drives. So this one is also a Samsung SSD, and it is also 512 gigabytes, like I was saying, but it doesn't actually mention whether it's the 850 Pro or not. So I'm a bit annoyed about that, but anyway, I've got it now, so I will now just attach this into there. You just have to sort of make sure that you get that lined in right, because it will be quite tight getting that in, and you have to obviously make sure the screws are lined up with the holes, as they will not actually sit on top of each other nicely. They do have a gap between them, between the two drives there, as you can see, and I've just realised I've put that in the wrong way around. It's meant to be that way around. Obviously make sure the two connectors are the right way around, and then do the exact same thing. Obviously you need 4 screws for this. And just screw those into there like that. Right, so once they're all in, just finally make sure that they're all tight, just as the other ones should be, because sometimes they can get a little bit loose if you're moving the bracket around, so obviously also make sure they are fully tight. Right, so then you put the whole bracket back in again to where that is and slide it into place and get that screw from before. It's just one screw that keeps it into place. And then connect the cables up again. So we've got 4.
So yeah, 4 and 4 for the first one.
unfortunately that is actually really tight to get around. I'm just going to have to put it around the other way. So after struggling with that for just a couple of minutes, we've managed to get everything lined up like that. Then we can safely unclip everything and reattach the panel into place, and then that is everything done.
Jack, press the button, do it. Do it.
We are now just turning on the computer for the first time. United Kingdom, we are in the United Kingdom. United Kingdom, that is our time zone. Next. The keyboard has lit up. So we're just basically going through all the boring stuff here. Just setting up Wi-Fi. We'll set up the user in a second, I'm sure. Hi. We're setting things up for you. Basically, I'll just show you below the keyboard here. You can see that that is lit up there. Just in the background, so is the mouse. There.
And it all turns on with the JFE colours as well.
Yeah, very close to the Jack's FSX Videos colours. If we just move over here as well, with the Alienware head and lights. Nothing on the side yet. It's turned on. Let's go. And screen's just changed. So just come back over here. It's doing something. So the reason we just go using a camera just to record the screen is obviously because this is the first time this computer's come on, so obviously it doesn't have anything installed on it. So your Microsoft account opens a world of benefits. Sign in your personal experience. So I'm going to sign into my account, which I'm not very used to this keyboard. Very not used to it. I'm actually quite a fast typer, but obviously not on this. I have to get used to it. There we are. Set up a pin. Why not? Look away, Dan. We're good, Dan, we're good.
Okay.
Okay, files, yeah, why not? Cortana, yeah. Receive the best support. Correct, yeah. Use my information. No, don't want any of that. Yeah, I don't mind that.
Just select your country or region, or is that just...
Oh yes. Select country. Oh, is this not an alphabetical order?
It was, it just has some extra bits at the end thing.
Oh. There we are.
Yeah, so the keyboard and mouse works straight away on this computer. You don't actually need the disk, which is good. I suppose that's just in case maybe the drivers get uninstalled somehow and you need to reinstall them, just as a backup sort of thing. I should probably mention at this point that I will actually be installing Windows 7 onto this computer. Here we go. So as you can see, Windows 10 is currently on and it's all up and running now. So, oh, something's loading. I don't know what's happening. Something has happened, but I don't know what. I can just see already that that's faster than my laptop right now, just even opening documents and stuff. It comes with a cool alien background as well there. It also comes with Scheme built in, which I've just noticed at the bottom there. Because Alienware and Scheme are in a partnership, which is why they've actually just recently, in the last week or something, from when I've filmed this episode, come out with an Alienware Scheme console or something. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but yeah. So that's a setup video. But yeah, you should see more shots of the on the computer there later on in the setup part of the video. And like I was saying before, I'm going to be installing Windows 7 onto this simply because FSX doesn't really work well on Windows 10, really. It works far better on Windows 7, so I'm going to be installing Windows 7 onto here, which you'll see later, which I'm actually quite disappointed at because I like the look of Windows 10 and stuff, and I would like to use it on this. And I'll be upgrading to Windows 10 on the Acer and the Dell laptop. So that's it, really, and we'll be carrying on the rest at the renovations part and the setup part in a couple of days, and Dan will be back for that as well.
Okay, hello and welcome to day 2 of the Jack's FSX videos setup video for the ultimate gaming setup and the unboxing of the Alienware Area-51 and 40 other products. So on the last day that you saw, we did all the unboxing of the products and showed you everything, including the Alienware. And now on day 2, Dan's here again wearing the Jack's FSX videos t-shirt, available in grey as well, also coming soon. And we're going to be doing sort of like DIY sort of stuff here. My dad and Dan is actually going to be doing most of it, because my dad knows how to do a lot of it and Dan's just interested in doing it and I'm not. So they're going to be doing most of it. A lot of it's actually going to be in time lapse, fast forward, whatever you want to call it, and that will be for most of this DIY part of the video. Then after that, once we've set everything up along the desk, which is going to go along here behind me, we're then going to be doing the setup, so wiring everything up and plugging everything in and turning everything on and putting all the monitors up and stuff. So that will be after this DIY section, which Dan is kitting out and ready to do. So we've already taken out the old stuff. As you can see, there used to be a desk along here, which I'm now going to show you in a second, my old setup. But we're taking all that out and we're now going to set up the new stuff. So here's my old setup. so that was my old setup there, and like I said, that used to be there. I'm now putting in the new stuff, and here's day 2.
Basically, we've got to take the drawers apart so that you can screw these, because the drawers don't just come out on their own. You have to unscrew and take them out so we can screw the desk on the top, keep them straight so they don't slide off. Because we use these drawers as substitution for our legs. I'm trying to fit the bracket for the cable management thing into the bottom of the desk.
Don't forget your washer.
Yeah, I mustn't forget the washer. Awesome.
What did he choose to? It's no problem with the electrical one. You hit metal?
No, it was just leaning against that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got the monitors here, and we're gonna get these, the wall mounts, and we're gonna put them onto the back of the monitors, so we can put up to the wall and mark on the wall where we're gonna be placing them. So we're gonna get that started now.
Alright, we're now in a dilemma putting up the top 2 monitors, as this hold on the left is, sorry, both of them are too far over to the right, which means that the monitors cross over each other and cannot sit into place. There, this one cannot sit into place properly. So we're just making the hole bigger. We're taking off this top bit here, and we're just making the hole at the top there bigger so we can move it over slightly instead of re-drilling the holes, because obviously we wouldn't be able to, because
it'll be in pretty much the same place, just moved over a few millimeters. So we're just waiting for that right now, and that's the last monitor to go up. Okay, so hopefully that is now the DIY section completely finished. I think it pretty much is. The only thing I can think of is one wire that's going to need shortening at the bottom there, which I'll show you in a second. So we've pretty much got all these monitors up into position now. We are actually just going to finalize them completely tomorrow morning, make sure they're all in proper position. It's taken about 10 hours to do today, not including a break. We had about an hour break in the middle of that, and taken about 3 people, and though Dan did leave after about 7 hours, I think he left. So it was 3 people for the first 7 hours, and the last 3 hours was just 2 people. So that's it. That's the end of day 2 now. As I film this, it's actually about 11 o'clock at night. But I'll just show you now what these, what this thing is plugged in and already on and working. You've probably seen them before. Most people have seen them before, whether because they've got them themselves or they've seen them on other YouTubers' videos. Sorry. They're basically, if I just get around there, you can just about see those there. They're LED lighting strips just going all the way along the back there, and I'll show you them underneath, which will probably be better. So they're there as well, going all the way along under there. They're not going under the desk for this side, simply because I didn't have enough cable, enough LEDs to do that. I'll show you the remote first actually. So that's the remote there. Looks pretty complicated, but it's really not. Basically, we've got power obviously at the top there. Then we've got just these 2 buttons here are the brightness controls. All of that is colour there. Then mainly the ones that I'll be using down here are the jumps. So it just jumps between lights, different colours of lights, fades between lights, those 2. A flash, and you can speed up or slow down the flashing or the fading or whatever you want. So I'll just turn it on. So you just point it over towards the transceiver or whatever you want, the receiver, sorry, over there, and it just lights it up. So as I said, there's one just pointing out behind the desk there, and then there's another one underneath there, lighting all of that up, and it just has a sort of a nice glow coming out above and beneath the desk. There, so that's actually blue. It looks different in the camera screen, but that is blue. I don't know whether it looks blue to you guys after I've rendered it and stuff, but that is blue. Then you can just switch it between anything that you want really. Red, which looks pink, orange. I say it looks pink and it looks the wrong colour, but it actually is that colour in real life. You know, green there, and you've got white, more white and stuff, and yeah, so that's pretty much it. We've also got the flash. Where is it? There it is, the flash. You can speed the flash up, I think. I'm not sure if you can. Yeah, there we go. So that's sort of like a strobe lighting effect. Probably wouldn't use that. And then you just got the fade sort of thing. You can slow that up if you think that's too fast. You just want sort of a calmer thing. And yeah, that's basically it really. I'll just turn this off now. And that's what those lighting is. So I'm going to have that on blue most of the time, which will match the Alienware computer. But that is it for day 2. pretty much DIY done, and that's it. Unfortunately, Dan is not available to do day 3, which will actually be tomorrow, unlike day 1, which was a couple of days ago. Therefore, for the wiring, so the setup part, and for the testing and for the review, Dan unfortunately will not be able to make it. However, he will be in the outro, or the conclusion, or whatever you want to call it, just basically the ending of the episode. Hopefully he'll be in for that, which maybe if he's in for that, we might be able to get a review in with him as well. So that's it really. On to day 3.
Okay, so welcome to day 3 of the Ultimate Gaming Setup video and the unboxing of the Alienware Area-51 and 40 other products. So for the 3rd day, already you probably noticed there isn't Dan here today. As I said just on the last section there on day 2, that Dan probably wouldn't be with us for the majority of today, which he isn't. He can't make it over unfortunately, but all that will be happening is he'll just be missing out on the wires. Hopefully that'll be it. Hopefully we'll get him back for the review and the conclusion. But in terms of the setup and everything, actually plugging everything in, unfortunately he will be missing that out. So the first thing I'm going to be doing for this part is actually setting in the computers themselves, the 2 computers and the 1 laptop. So the laptop is actually going to go under the desk. I'll show you all in a second. Just go over there, and then I'll grab the computer over here, the Alienware, and then the Acer computer over there. So that will be the first thing we'll do. Then we'll wire everything up, and then we'll go into the testing, and then hopefully Dan should be here for the review and the outro. But I don't know yet. So here's day 3. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be bringing in is the Alienware computer itself. So just picking it up over here. Placing it down there. Just also got to make sure that there's plenty of room out the back there for the cables that come out of there just to drop down back there, but that is pretty much it there in place. It was originally going to go underneath the desk, but I decided, because I've got room for it on top, to actually just put it on top. Plus then I think it just looks better. And the fact that you can actually then see it instead of it being tucked away in the computer, considering I spent £3,000 on this, I'd rather have it out on display. So yeah, that's the Alienware there. Right, so next we've got the Acer computer just there to just sit in there, in that corner there, and hopefully that'll all be okay there. I might move it, I don't know yet. And we've also got the cables for these here. So this one is the cable for the Alienware. And this is the cabling for the Acer. Weirdly enough, they put the power pack for this thing on the outside. Usually computers put their power pack on the inside of the case, but obviously it's different. And they've sort of made this like a portable thing as well, because they've added on this this sort of cable tie here. But I don't know why you'd be moving a computer around just generally. But yeah, that's what they've done. I suppose it's just an added feature in case you do. So that's there. Like I said, I'll just cable that up in a second. So I'll just move the camera over now. Okay, so now just putting in the laptop, the Dell laptop. So this is sort of just a little scan thing. You didn't see me unbox this because I've already had this, which you would have seen earlier when I showed you the current setup clip.
It's just basically a laptop stand. You can have it wherever you want really, and the laptop can just sit on top of there like that. And then we've got the wire here for that, and then this obviously just plugs in and into the wall, and like I said, I'll wire everything up for these in a second. So that's where the laptop goes, just there, and it won't be in the way because it wasn't before, and it's got even more room now, so it'll be fine like that. Okay, so I've now decided to just move this laptop just round to the side, simply because most of the outputs and inputs are on that side and just along that back corner there. So it's just easier if it all goes out that way. Plus it's easier to get to the DVD player, the headphone and microphone, and one USB 3.0, and I think there's another one just back there. I've also put the wire up into there, and if you're already wondering if that just looks a bit of a mess, it's because it pretty much will do. These cable racks, they're not really designed to make everything look good, and that's because I'm not really bothered about it looking good. As long as I can't see it and it's just all tucked up there, then that would be fine for me really. Okay, so now I'm going to open up the final 6th monitor. I did already open it up before in the unboxing bit, but obviously I didn't put it together, so that's just what I'm going to do now. Hopefully that's meant to just sit on top of there. This one apparently doesn't need a screw for this top section up here, apparently, but yeah. In fact, I'll just take that off for now, and I'll put the screw in a second. Not really sure how it works, but I've never. There we go. Never had one of these ones. I don't think this has got a tilt on this monitor, but I don't know. I'll find out. Is that way? I think it's the other way. Right, so there's the monitor just set up, and I'll just screw that in and put it on the desk. Okay, then I've just put that monitor up on the desk there. I think I am going to have it sort of like this offset sort of thing rather than straight on in front of me, because I do like that really for this sort of thing. For gaming I do like it right in front of me, but if this is just for everyday computing and stuff, so I do like that sort of offset thing. So I'm just going to go and plug all that in there and move on to getting all the visual wires put in. Is the next step, I think, is what I'm going to do, yeah. Okay, so now that I've got the monitor powered up and plugged in, and the computers and everything, I'm just showing you what I've just done in the past few minutes. I've added on labels to all the plugs. I did this on the last setup as well, and I'm doing it on this setup. So if I just zoom in there, you can just see that that one there, for example, says LED lighting, and then we've got more up here. One says Acer, so that's the Acer computer, and the other says Monitor C1. So they're all just being labelled up right now. I'll do it as I plug them in. I'm not going to leave it all to the end or anything, because then I might not know what certain things are. All this cable management on this side I'm actually going to leave to the end, because it's best for that sort of cable rack at the top that you just leave it all to the end rather than do it as you're going, because it just seems to fall out. But the other side I will be doing as I go along, and that's all tidy so far. So now I'm going to start plugging in all of the visual cables, so the HDMIs and the VGAs. Okay, so just going to plug in the first cable, which is a VGA cable. It has to be VGA for this one, because this monitor only has VGA and DVI, so it can't use HDMI like the rest. But this Acer computer only has HDMI. So I've had to buy one of these, which is a HDMI to VGA adapter, and hopefully it'll work. If it doesn't, then it's I'll try a different one. If it still doesn't work, then I'm a bit I really wouldn't know what to do, to be honest, actually. So
hopefully it'll work though. So HDMI in the back of this one. And VGA in the back of this one. And screw those in. And there's also little screws on the side of the VGA adapter here, so I'll put those in as well, just to make sure it's all actually secured in and properly. And once again, cable management, I'll sort that out later. For now, it can just hang back there. So we'll move on to the rest of the monitors now. Right, so this is what we're going to need for this side of the monitors. So, just about get my head in there. This is the capture card that obviously we unboxed earlier, along with all the cables there. So, for connecting all of this stuff out, we are going to need this, because obviously this uses HDMI and needs to be plugged in and stuff. So, this VGA wire, as I was trying to explain before, I said it would become clear in the setup part of the video, obviously that this one is going to be used for this monitor here, the right side monitor, obviously if you're facing that way. So the other monitor will be used by one of the 3-meter HDMI cables. There's 2 in that box, 2 in that box, and that's basically because these top 2 monitors will be controlled by my laptop, the bottom 3 will be controlled by the Alienware. And because laptops, graphics cards don't have really a good enough graphics card to support a HDMI or VGA splitter, you need to use one with VGA and one with HDMI. So if you've been trying to do that, if you've been trying to do extended display onto 2 external monitors from a laptop and you haven't been successful, that's because you need to do one VGA, one HDMI, or one with DVI, depending on what you've got on your laptop, though I don't think any laptop anymore really has DVI. So, I'll just obviously take this cable tie off of here. So this is the wire that we're going to need for the laptop, and it's going to be hard to actually make sure that we get everything in properly without messing up these monitors. Hopefully it will all be okay. Now I'm actually just going to feed down the first one, the first side of it, just to come out of here, so that it can hopefully go down this tubing. Actually, you know what, I'm not actually going to put it down the tubing first, because there's going to be a whole load of wires that need to go down there, so including the power supplies for all of these monitors. So that's what I'm going to do now. So that's just going to go into there, HDMI's on the rest, and it's all just going to centralise down into there. Alright, so just to give you a little bit of an update as I'm still going, I've now put in 2 of the power plugs. It actually takes quite a while to feed it all through and tuck it all into the cable management racks and stuff. But 2 so far. The third one will go right there next to it. So that's bottom row, furthest left, bottom row middle, and then that'll be bottom row right. Then over here will be, that's the there we go. That's the laptop right there. Then here will be the top right monitor and top left monitor, and obviously more things will obviously be plugged in after that. Like already I can see that I've got this in front of me, there we go, which is the splitter, so that will need to be plugged in. It will probably be plugged in on the other one, because this will be near the capture card, which will be near the computer. Right, so all of the monitors are plugged into the wall now. They're all in there, 3 there, 2 over the other side, and the laptop in on the other side. And you can just see all the cables at the top there are all tucked away properly. So that's that. I've already now just done the VGA cable, and yes, I've just done the VGA cable, and I'll just show you behind the monitors.
So you can just see the VGA cable there just coming out at the bottom there. That's in, and going down the tubing. Right, so just moving on to the AverMedia Extreme Cap U3 capture card. So just to show you how this is all set up and wired in, because this only has one HDMI on it, and it's a HDMI in. So you may be wondering how it records the footage, because it's not HDMI pass-through. So what you have to do is you have to buy one of these. I briefly explained this in the unboxing part, but I'll explain it now again. You have to buy a HDMI splitter. This one's a Duronic splitter. I just got it off Amazon. I think it was about £14, I think it was. So first thing you need to do is obviously plug that in to the plug, and plug it into the wall or whatever. I'll do that all later though. Then you need HDMI. You need actually 3 HDMI wires, even if you've only got one monitor, for because you need one in and then 2 out. So the one in goes in there, and then that one will go to your computer. So the one this one next to the power, the HDMI in goes to your computer. So that's now going on into my computer, which it will be the Alienware. Then you need another HDMI wire, this one for example, and it doesn't matter which one it goes in, as long as it goes in one of them, plugs into there, and then goes into the capture card. So like that there. So basically like that. So that goes into there. Then you need a final wire. So this is just a long one, but it's just to show you that I've got one, which will plug into there. So I'll just take off the cap there. That goes into there like that. Upside down, sorry. Like that. And then that goes to your monitor. So an easy way to remember it is, obviously this whole video signal goes from your computer. So your computer has to go on the in, and it is labelled in. And then you've got to split that signal, one so you can see it, one going so you can see it, and one so you can record it to the card. And that's basically the easiest way to remember it. Then the final thing you need to do is attach the USB cable. So wrong side again. So that USB into there, and then plug in this into a USB on your computer to transfer the sound, transfer the image. So the image goes in there, out there, into the card, gets recorded, and comes back out into your computer via USB. And it is a 3.0 USB, so if you've got a 3.0 on your computer, remember to plug it in there for fast transfer. Otherwise, if you're plugging a 3.0 to a 2.0, it will obviously be a 2.0, and there's no point. So if you've got that, make sure you utilize it, and that's basically just how you set that up. It looks sort of complicated, but it's really not. If you're still a bit confused, you can just comment in the video or send me an email or message or whatever, and I can send you just a diagram clearly showing it, because I've got one, and that's it really. So I'm just going to plug all that in now. Alright, so the capture card is now set up. It's just sitting there with the 2 wires just dropping out the back, and I've put it all away down there so you can't really see it. I've actually put the splitter behind these drawers because they've got 3 really bright LEDs on it, and I just don't really want those coming out. I mean, all these other lights coming off of here, for example the green and red lights on the extension leads, they're fine because they're not really bright, but the ones on those splitters are really bright, so I don't really want that shining out. So I've just actually put it behind the drawers there, and I'll attach it on later properly using some sticky pads or something, which I'm just not really bothered. But yeah, that's behind there, that's above there, that's just going to sit there. Now these top two monitors and the middle monitor are now hooked up completely with everything. Now it's just these two side monitors that will need the HDMI wires plugged in, and then that will be the monitors done. Right, so I've now plugged in all of the HDMIs into the monitors above, and I've now just got two HDMIs, the two end monitors, to plug into the computer, which are just already fed through here, these two here, which will be plugged into the computer. But as I explained earlier in the unboxing section, I am going to need this because a DisplayPort to HDMI adapter, because it, being the computer, only has two HDMIs and has about 6 DisplayPorts. But none of my monitors do have DisplayPort, so I went for HDMI. But because they've all got HDMI, the monitors, I have to buy this. So that's a DisplayPort there, which goes to a HDMI. So one of these monitors, it doesn't really matter which, will, for example this one, which is the right monitor, that will just go into there like that, and then that will plug into the computer. So one into HDMI and one into DisplayPort. Right, so I've now fed these two wires back up to the computer here. So I've got the adapter here, which will just, so this wire here is already the central monitor, which I had to plug in before, obviously for the capture card and stuff. That there is the capture card transfer wire, the USB transfer wire. So I don't even know which one of these wires is which now, but like I said, it really doesn't matter. And just plug that into there. And if I just come round, then we can plug that into there, hopefully. There we go. It's the DisplayPort, and this one is the HDMI, which can just go into there. And they've both gone into the bottom graphics card, these two have. There we go. Into there like that. And then I'll just sort of mess around with that a bit to make it look more tidy. Right, so we've now got the speakers to set up. You saw all this in the unboxing video, but I'll just briefly go through it again. That's the power cable for the subwoofer. Then we've got the speaker, I can't remember which speaker is which, but we've basically got speakers to go all around. And behind you, that's the main one, that's the one with the controller. Centre speaker, then 2 go in front and 2 go behind, but I haven't got really anywhere to place mine behind, so I'm just going to place them on either side of the desk, basically. Right, so that is all the speakers put in. I still need to do the cable management underneath, which you can't really see, but this wire here is actually the wire that connects the subwoofer and all the speakers into the computer over there. So this is too short, basically. It's pretty much would just make it maybe. Well, I say that actually really wouldn't, but it's a good job though that I already have this. I didn't buy this for the setup or anything, I already had it. And it's a jack extension cable. And now I've just extended the length of that cable. So once I plug that in, I'll then do all the cable management underneath for the speakers. Then I'll do the rest of the speakers, so those 2 little Logitech speakers, they'll sit in there, 2 more over on the other desk. Right, so moving on to the next lot of stuff. These are all going to be after the speakers, so I'll move on to that in a second. So you've probably seen the speakers, because I unboxed them earlier. So this is them, basically. 2 for this end for the laptop and 2 for the other end. So I'll just
take out this one as well. Now, oddly enough, this one comes in a bag, and the other two don't. Now, the original time that I bought these, they did come with a bag as well. So I'm assuming that these are the ones that went wrong, and it's not like they accidentally put it in a bag or something, which is unlikely in itself. So I'll now just go and put these up in the places that they need to be, which will be, keep that on for now actually, which will be just here. Hopefully they'll reach. That's what I'm hoping. This is the right speed. This is right, which is good because my laptop's over towards the right, and that one's connected to the right speaker. So they will just slide in there to act as the laptop speakers, and I'll now just wire all of that in. So the speakers are set up there. They're set up on the other desk. You probably can already see just at the back there, the cable management still isn't good over here. I haven't even started doing it, but it's still bad down here as well, because like I said, you've got to wait for the end to do all of that. But that is actually, I think, all of the cables that's going to be over here, because the only other thing for this side, I think, is just the keyboard and mouse, and obviously that's wireless, so I think that'll be it, and I'll start on the cable management, but I'll still leave it just in case, like I said, there's anything I've forgotten, or I'm going to move something, or I don't know. So I'm just going to leave it for now, and cable management's still good on the other side though. So I've sorted all of that out with the speakers earlier, and the speakers also set up just on top of the desk there. Right, so that is the Behringer C1 microphone installed into the shock mount there, which is installed all into the arm, with the pop filter there as well, and clamped onto the desk there with the XLR cable just coming out, which was pre-installed into the arm. So that's basically that there. The only thing that I'm going to be changing with this arm is I'm just going to be tightening up the bolt that holds this up here, because it just keeps sliding down. It doesn't stay up straight like that. It just keeps going in and in. So that'll be tightening. I think it just needs an Allen key, so that's fine. Just tighten that up soon, and then I'll wire in the microphone and the soundboard and everything like that. Alright then, soundboard is now fully installed, and so basically what it is the microphone is plugged into this one here, and then those are the outputs there that go to the computer to deliver the microphone audio to the computer to then get recorded by the sound card. So that's basically what that soundboard is for, just basically because the input for the microphone doesn't fit into the computer. Plus, it then gives me the freedom just to control the volume of the microphone there. So, final things to do is now just put in the keyboards and final pieces, and then that's it. Right, so the hubs, which I remember the packaging being a little bit tough to get off. There we go. So we've already done the unboxing of this earlier, so that's fine. You can just take it all out and not worry about all this other stuff that we don't need. So, as I said in the unboxing part of this, which you can go back and watch if you skipped it, remember, if obviously you've seen something in this and wanted to see in the unboxing of it, you can always just go back. So it's got quite a weight to it, so that's good. Now I'm already thinking that this cable's a little bit too short, and unfortunately the two USB extension cables that I've got, one of them I have, but the other one I've lost. I have no idea where it is. Ever since I unpackaged it, it's just gone. So I've looked everywhere, but I can't find it. If I can't find it by the time I've cleared everything up out there, and this wire isn't long enough, I'll have to order another one. But I've got no idea where that's gone. So I've just unpackaged this one, because this one obviously was the one that we didn't. And there it is there. But
maybe, just maybe, one of them will reach. This one I'm thinking it won't reach to the laptop, but the other one, which obviously will be placed over here, just there, hopefully maybe that one might just reach the Alienware or something. But I will just test that right now. If I just move the camera around a little bit more. Let's just see. No, that's not going to reach. So, unfortunately, it will mean that I probably have to just leave that one just hanging there for a while until I can get the other cable. So, I am going to use these Velcro bits, as I showed you earlier, because I do think they're quite useful. I'm thinking I'm going to put that one, the softer one, on the desk, and then that one onto the bottom of that, which I'll just do now. So I'll just place that on there, like that. Then that one will be going onto the desk, but I'll decide that just in a second once I actually get the extension one. But that one's over there. Then this one, exactly the same. So that's what this is for. This is for the this is the extension cable. I think it's a meter long. I think these are exactly a meter, which is around about 3 foot, a bit longer than 3 foot. That's the other way around. There we go. And then I'll just plug all that in like that. Alright, so that is finally being installed. It did take quite a while because there's obviously loads of cables back there now. But it's finally there and installed, and so is the other one, which is obviously way over there. But that one, like I said, does not have the USB extension part, therefore cannot plug into my laptop yet. But I have just found a spare USB extension, but it's really long, so I'm going to use that temporarily and just sort of put it up there until I get a next one, a new one, and that will arrive. Alright, so on to the next part of the mouse mats and keyboards and stuff. But this is the mouse mat for this side, with some stuff on it. That's that there, and then we've got the keyboard, the Alienware keyboard that will be going on it as well. There, and I'll plug that in a second, and then we've got the mouse, which will just go on the end there. Plenty of room for both of them, and that will just plug into the computer as well. Once again, I'll do that in a bit. But also going over here, but will just sort of be sitting on the side most of the time, or just sort of go off the end, is the other ergonomic sculpt Microsoft keyboard. Sort of sit, like, so most of the time that'll just sit, I don't know, up there somewhere. It doesn't really matter. Plenty of room for the mouse and the number pad though. It's just the keyboard that will be taking up the most room. But yeah, that's just how that will go. That will just sit there. Once again, we've got the scan thing. Probably won't use it, but so most of the time I'll probably actually just stick that there and have this here. And then we've obviously got the transceiver in here. Pull the battery thing out, and there we go. That will then go into my laptop there. This will plug into the Alienware, because it's obviously the Alienware stuff. And that's it for this keyboard and mouse bit. So on this desk, I'm just going to put back my previous desk mat, which was this this world map thing here, sort of thing. That's just going to go on there, because I like that one. It's a good mat and everything. The mouse works on it and stuff. So that's basically it there. It's a little bit small, this mat, for putting all three things on, but usually I think that would just sort of go like that. Actually, I think just put that above it, and yeah. So I'll take out the transceiver out of there, pick that up. I think I pulled out the tab for the batteries on that. Yeah. Pull out the tab on that. Okay, so over here the cable management is completely and utterly done now. There's nothing more to do. So I've cable tied a lot of the stuff. I've put it all in the bracket and everything there, and that's it really. It's all good to go. Okay, so that was day 3 there. As you won't notice, we haven't got onto the review, the testing and the conclusion and all that. So we're going to do that onto day 4, and hopefully day 4 will be the last game. Like I said, hopefully Dan will be on that as well. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this game, and I hope you're enjoying the episode so far. And so that's it really. So here's day 4. Hello and welcome to day 4 of the setup video for the Area-51 and 40 other products of the Ultimate Gaming setup. So we've got Dan back with us again.
Wearing the Jack's FS6 Videos merchandise as always.
I think we've mentioned that enough times, Dan. But yeah, coming soon. Anyway, so we've got Dan back with us. Obviously he wasn't here yesterday for the wiring up and setting up of everything behind us, and it's back now, and today we hopefully, like I said yesterday, hopefully today will be the last day, and we'll get the testing done. So we're going to do some boot tests. Sorry about the screens behind, they will flash, still trying to sort that out, but we're going to do some boot tests, some rendering tests, and some FSX tests, see the graphics on that, see the frame rates and stuff. I've still got to install a few programs, so I'll do those before we start, but they're the main 3 tests we're going to do. We're also going to show you some of the thermal controls on the graphics cards and on the actual computer itself. Yeah, so we'll do that anyway, and show all of that sort of stuff. So here is day 4. Alright, so this is the boot and shutdown test for the Alienware Area-51 compared with my current laptop, the Dell Inspiron 15R. So I'm going to do them side by side, hopefully, and I'll show you the times of each of them. So I'm going to be starting the Alienware one and the laptop one now. Okay, so that is the Alienware one done there, and that took 36.75 seconds. And remember, that is with both computers having all programs installed, and it's got, this Alienware has got loads of programs installed now. I've installed absolutely everything, which is why that may seem a little bit slow for the price and the computer and the specifications of the computer, but I'd say that's about right for this computer. But if you are just generally interested in what this computer would be like without any programs on, I actually did try it, and it was 11 seconds, 11 point something seconds that it turned on in without anything installed. I think that was like the second time I'd ever turned it on. So that's what it is when you first get out of the box. This is obviously a more accurate result of 36.75 seconds with all programs installed. And I didn't bother recording the other 11-second one because I just don't think it's a really fair test or anything. doing the Alienware without anything on it compared to the Dell with all of the programs on it. So that's the boot testing for the Alienware Area-51 compared to the Dell Inspiron 15R, which obviously that time is also on your screen, but obviously I didn't really go into detail with that. So we're now going to do a shutdown test. Okay, so the second test we are now going to do is the shutdown test. So gang, are you ready on the timer?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. So the screens are now off. We're just waiting for the computer lights to turn off. And any second now, hopefully. There we go. That is 10.33 seconds. If I just bring my iPad up here. There we go, 10.33 seconds for the shutdown, which, by the way, is with all programs on. So that's not straight out of the box. It obviously would be faster if it's straight out of the box, but that is with pretty much all of my programs fully loaded onto the computer, which is obviously going to slow it down. Okay, so we're now going to do the rendering test on both computers again, doing a comparison. So you just see me do the best rendering quality on both of these settings here. Obviously on the bottom left, the Alienware Area-51, on the top right, the Dell Inspiron 15R laptop. So I'm choosing the best rendering settings, and it says in brackets very slow next to it, and it really is. I never usually do a best rendering export when I'm rendering my videos. I usually do it on high, because that's still high quality obviously, but it won't take hours. So this clip is fairly complicated really, not the most complicated, but it's sort of medium. It's got 4 audio tracks in, a lot of video clips sort of mixed together and stuff, music and everything. The volumes go up and down, it's got overlays and everything like that. So you can just see that they've started now. I'm not doing a timer on these ones because it would just take too long, and my timer I think only has a 30-minute limit or something on my editing software, so I'm not doing that. Plus you'll see in a minute, which these are both on fast forward by the way, that the Dell Inspiron 15R actually stops only about I think a quarter or a third of the way through, maybe even less than that, simply because my camera ran out of battery on a full charge. It was at full charge at the start of it, almost full charge actually, and it ran out of battery because I unfortunately do not have any screen capture software on my laptop, which is why I'm filming the top right monitor with a camera. The bottom left monitor is filmed with my new capture card, which you saw me unbox earlier. So that's what I'm doing for both of those, and all in all, the Dell one did take a lot of while, basically is what I'm trying to say here. The Dell Inspiron 15R took ages, so I'll tell you at the end of this how long it did end up taking. Okay, so we're just coming up for the end of the exporting here, and that was all in fast forward. I have no idea on the percentage, but that was all fast forward. And like I said, the Dell never finished because my camera ran out of battery, and even then I wasn't going to keep recording it, pause it and keep recording it, because that would take ages for me. Plus, even the amount of time this actually took in fast forward, you'd just be sitting here for ages. So all in all, the Dell took almost 4 hours to complete rendering, and the Alienware Area-51 took about 50 minutes to render. So obviously a lot faster on the Alienware, which will really help with me with rendering. But even so, this was just under 14 minutes, this clip that it had to render, and I would not want to wait 50 minutes for a 14 clip to render, even on this Alienware computer. which is why, like I was saying, I never do it on best quality when I'm rendering. I always do it on high, or maybe the one below that. So that is the rendering test there in fast forward, and obviously the Alienware one. So next on the testing is the testing of Flight Simulator X Scheme Edition. So we're going to go into settings here. So you just obviously click on settings, and right now it's most of them on custom, and then it's just that aircraft on ultra high. So what I usually have my settings on my laptop is probably medium, high, or high on the graphics, then probably medium high on aircraft, medium high on scenery, probably a low or even lower than that on weather, and then traffic minimal, because Ultimate Traffic 2 does most of it. Aircraft though I actually probably will sometimes have on medium, so that's what my settings look like usually with my laptop. So if we're going to customize, I'm going to put all of these up. So we're going to use the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 980 Ti, because that is my graphics card, and frame rate, we're going to put target frame rate, we're going to put up to unlimited, so to try and get the best, though I will probably usually keep a stable frame rate. Then we're going to do 1920 by 1080 by 32, because that is the same aspect ratio to my monitors, so that would be best for that. So you just obviously saw what I did on the left there. Then putting global texture resolution up to high, light bloom I usually just put on, and then preview DirectX 10 absolutely not ticking because it messes it up a lot, so I wouldn't recommend that, and informational text single line. Then going to aircraft, the only thing we're going to be doing here is just ticking one box, that one there, shadows on itself, which just puts it up to ultra high really. It's not any customization, we don't need 2D pan transparency. Scenery, everything up to maximum really, except we are not going to be ticking ground scenery shadows, because that also does a lot of flickering and stuff, sort of like DirectX 10 preview, but this one is I would say even worse really, because it has a really bad flicker on all the buildings. Weather, most of it's going to be handled by Rex, but we want our cloud draw distance on maximum to have more realism. We're going to have natural on that one, and then detailed clouds, probably the coverage density up to maximum. And then this stuff we're probably going to keep it on about a medium to change the rate which weather changes over time, because I don't like it changing too quick or staying the same for too long, so keep that there. Traffic, like I said, most of it's going to be handled by Ultimate Traffic 2, but I'm still actually, like airline traffic here, but I'm still actually just going to put most of it all on max, simply because it just adds in more aircraft and the computer can handle it and stuff. So road vehicles, ships and ferries, leisure boats, all onto 100%. So that's basically what it looks like there, but obviously you can't, if you want to copy my settings, the only one looking at this screen is that you can copy is the aircraft, because that is on ultra high. The rest are all customized, which obviously you just saw. So that is basically my settings, all like that. So graphics, wet scenery, weather, traffic, all customized. So we're now going to do a free flight and going to the testing of it all. So I've already installed all of my aircraft on here and all of the scenery and pretty much all other add-ons. I think EasyDock is the only thing that I have to install, which I remember having trouble with before, so I don't know if that's going to work, but I'll try. So you can see here all of the aircraft that I've got, things that I've bought myself, default aircraft from flightsim.com, from Just Flight, from Captain Sim, all those partnerships. So I've installed all of those. I've actually got some more aircraft, which I'll show you probably in some upcoming episodes of these ones here that I'm showing you here, the A320s. I got all the expansion packs for those, of the A321s, of the A319s, and of the A318s. They're all from Just Flight, and these ones I'm not sure if they're going to work, because when I had Windows 10 before on my laptop, they didn't work very well, so we'll see. I don't know if it's to do with Windows 10 or not, but hopefully with Scheme Edition stuff and being more updated Windows 10, hopefully everything will work okay. But I'm not too worried about most of these. These are also new. I got those from Just from flightsim.com. There'll be an upcoming episode on that coming out, and I'll also be doing 3 separate episodes also coming up, showing 1 aircraft, 1 utility, and 1 new piece of scenery. All 3 of those will be new, and they'll be coming up soon as well. So this one here that I'm just showing you will also be featured in a separate episode, the Q400. So that will be out shortly, hopefully within the next few weeks. So basically these are all the aircraft, but today I'm just going to pick the Airbus A320 in the easyjet.com livery, and because it's the first time I'm using it, I obviously have to just click run. So that's the aircraft there, so I'll be using that. Then I've actually chosen Heathrow to test this, simply because it's probably the most demanding airport add-on that I've got. It really won't run well on my laptop, and I'm not even sure if it's going to run very well on this computer, simply because of that, the 4GB of RAM limit, which I'll explain more in a second. So I've just put obviously the day to now, and so like I was saying, Heathrow, it's a demanding airport, probably the most demanding that I've got in terms of graphics cards and RAM and stuff like that. So what I was saying before about the program, it's a FSX, for those of you who don't know, is a 32-bit program, which means basically it's limited to 4GB of RAM, which is really annoying, to be honest, which is why most people, including myself, recommend 8GB of RAM computer. If you're looking for a new gaming computer to play FSX, I recommend 8GB, because that means FSX can use the full 4GB, and then things like your operating systems and background programs and processors can use up that other 4GB. But otherwise, any more than that, if you've just bought it for FSX, it's useless, basically. The reason I have 32GB is because I'm not just going to be playing FSX, I'm going to be playing more modern games that are 64-bit programs that can go over the 4GB limit. So, already we're just in here like that. That actually has loaded faster than my laptop, probably. Don't know why that had a big flash there. But this is actually going to look pretty messy, because all of this flying is going to be pretty much unedited. Not going to look like any of my normal episodes or anything, and the program's just frozen, which is absolutely normal, as I remember. If you've got Ultimate Traffic 2 installed, your program will freeze. Just do not really click anything. It will freeze for just several seconds for the aircraft to load in, which you can now just see. All those British Airways aircraft have just loaded up there, where I'm now pointing. They're all British Airways, obviously, because this is Terminal 5, which is where they're based, but up there, probably, that's going to be a different airline. Yeah, Qantas airline. So basically it just freezes for a couple of seconds and it loads in all the aircraft. So if that happens for you and you're worried about it, don't be, because as long as you've got Ultimate Traffic 2 installed, then you know why it's done that. If not, I don't know why it's done that myself. So that's it, really, and we're now just going to take off at this airport, just see sort of what the frame rate is doing. Fortunately, Fraps isn't working. I've tried installing that. That's another utility that doesn't seem to be working very well. I'm going to try again. If not, I guess Fraps just either doesn't work with Windows 10 or doesn't work with FSX Steam Edition, either one. But I do have a separate program, but that will hopefully put the frame rate on the bottom left corner of your screen. Unfortunately, it doesn't record with it as I'm recording this with my capture card. I'll have to put it on the editing software after. When I'm editing it. So we're now just going to roll forward onto the runway, take off, and then head over into London, because obviously that's a big city, so that's got loads of buildings that have to load in and stuff. But while we're just waiting, obviously, to take off and get into the air and stuff, I'll just mention at this point that for the next week only, so this episode was released on the 23rd of January 2016, so for the next week, you can comment in this video, you can message me on Twitter, Facebook, you can email, you can send a form on my website, anything that you want, and request video requests. Basically, you can have video requests, because for the past year or something I've said no to video requests because of my 2-year shutdown, but now, because obviously this episode's come out, it's a whole big thing going on my channel, and I'm releasing some after videos of those utilities and sceneries and aircraft that I was talking about. Because of all that's happening, I've decided I will pick 10 video requests to do over the next month or so, but only if you comment within the next week that this video has come out. So if you just, or not even comment anywhere on my website or on my channel or Facebook, Twitter. So if you just do that, I will pick 10 and then I will release those. So 10 that I pick, because I know I'm going to get more than 10, because I get more than 10 a week now, let alone asking you to do a video request. So we're just taking off here. So you can see the frame rate isn't exactly the best, which, like I said, I expected even for this airport, simply because that 4 GB of RAM, 4 GB of RAM being used up. So it's not the best, but it's still better than it was before. This is a Mega London Heathrow Extended, I think it's called. I did have the non-extended version before. You would have seen in previous episodes, but this one's obviously the extended version. So we've now just taken off. All of that scenery there is default. So is London. London hasn't got any add-ons. I'm probably going to buy an add-on for it in the future, but for now, not really. I think the only full city scenery add-on that I've got is Dubai, which you've also seen before. So probably London will be next, then I might get something for like New York or something. So I don't know yet, but it's all in the future really. I'm not looking to buy much right now, simply because the channel's in shutdown and coming back not until September, so that's that really. So now that we're going into the city and into the default scenery part, you can actually see that the frame rate has already picked up quite a lot. There's a very, very slight sort of jutter of low frame rate, so it's not that noticeable, but it is just about, and you can see that the scenery is just loading in bit by bit. Again, this is mainly down to that 4 GB that it can't exceed, because obviously the more it's got in front of you, the more buildings it's loaded up, the more RAM that uses, but the more RAM it uses, the more it gets to that 4 GB limit, and can't load in anymore. So yeah, it's alright really, but like I said, I'm playing other games on it, and I've already tried those out, and they run absolutely great. All sorts of games that I've played, even the most demanding games, and they run really good. So it seems to be just FSX that is holding that back, but like I said, again, that is the 4 GB limit. So, as I was saying about the video requests, please do comment, send a message, email, whatever you want, and I will pick those 10 video requests for you and then release them on this channel. So they'll be in 10 different episodes over the next month or so, and obviously, like I said, I can only pick 10 out of what's going to be more than 10, so sorry if you do not get chosen. And that's pretty much it for the video requests. One more thing about that is that if you want a full flight, I can do those. Just bear in mind that obviously I might not have the airline you want, or the aircraft that you want, or some scenery that you specifically were asking for. So just bear those 3 facts in mind, and also please, if you do want that, do just keep it under an hour basically. Now I've just paused the video here just to look at this sort of glitch here. I don't think it was in FSX before. I don't know if this is a Scheme Edition thing, or getting something to do with Windows 10, or just a glitch on my computer, but I'm pretty sure that wasn't there before, basically, that glitch across the river. You know, the frame rate has dropped just slightly here as we're getting over to these big buildings and the airport and stuff, but it's still pretty smooth, a lot smoother than it was before, considering this is all on max. So in order for you guys to enjoy the episode more, I'm actually just going to decrease the settings just slightly, probably, and mainly on scenery, just so we've got an absolute smooth frame rate, because it's so close to being smooth right now. I reckon just one notch down on a few of the sliders on scenery, and it'll do it. Especially water effects, that uses up quite a lot. If I reckon if I was in a city that didn't have such a big river or something, it would probably run a little bit better, but that's that anyway. So, as I was just saying about video requests, if it's a full flight, please try and keep that under an hour long, because simply I haven't got all the time in the world to film, like, I don't know, a 6-hour flight or something. So, an hour under, but if it is full flight, actually it's best to keep it around about above 20 to 30 minutes, but anywhere basically anywhere from 20 to an hour is good. Anything below 20 I just think is a bit of a stupid flight, but that's that really. So we're now just flying obviously above London, and something else that I'm now just going to show you, well not show you but tell you, is I'm going to be creating a brand new channel, not yet but in a few months, probably around about July or June, end of June, and the reason it's so long away is because I am in year 11 in the UK, which I don't know what grade that equals in America or any other country, but I'm 16 years old. I'll be 17 in September, and that basically means if you're at this age, you've got your what are called GCSE exams. The reason I'm explaining like this is because for those of you who aren't in Britain and don't know how the education system works, but I have what are called GCSE exams, which stand for General Certificate of Secondary Education, which are basically, some might call them the most important exams that you're going to have at school, because these are the exams that are good for getting into college and then into university, and a lot of jobs obviously look for these sort of exams to be good and stuff. So the reason I'm not starting the channel yet is because I've got those coming up, so I need to sort of concentrate on those, and then after those are finished I've then got I think like an 8-week summer holiday or something this year, so I'll be able to try and get the channel started up in there, and that channel will be all sorts of games. It's not just going to be FSX, it's going to be absolutely all sorts, but it's going to mainly stick to simulation basically. It's not going to go into other games, just all sorts of games really. It's going to stick on a certain category of simulation, and it probably will include FSX, but I'm not sure if I want to include that yet. But anyway, that's all coming soon, in June, July, possibly August at the very, very latest. So I hope you're looking forward to that channel. I'll release more information on that closer to the time, probably around about May. I'll set up the channel for you guys to go over and have a look at and subscribe to, hopefully, because it's going to be on a lot more games, and I'm going to be talking throughout the whole episodes more on general topics, and hopefully that will be better. So that's it for the testing part. So we've done the boot, the shutdown, the rendering, and now FSX, and we're obviously just flying above London here, so you can get a really good look at the scenery and obviously the city. So that's it for the testing, and that is it for the whole episode. So me and Dan are just going to do a conclusion now, which you'll see in a second. But that is it, and I hope you've enjoyed the testing part, and obviously I've given you loads of information there about video requests, so please do comment or message or email, and I've given you loads of information there about the new channel starting soon, which, by the way, if you've got any suggestions for names of the new channel, please do comment that below as well, because obviously I will need a name for it. So if you've got any names for that, comment below. If you've got any video requests, comment below, or message or email, and new channel coming soon. So that is this testing part over.
Okay, so now we're going to start on the review of the Acer PC. It's right behind me. That was a sub £200 PC. So
190, yeah.
Exactly. So it's got a nice small form factor, and it's got a really nice, I don't know how to describe it, it's got a really nice design, and it just looks sort of like simplistic and nice, in my opinion.
Yeah, I basically agree with that. It is a slow computer, unfortunately. It's slower than my laptop. I think it's 1.9 gigahertz, and my laptop's 2.2, and it's an Intel Celeron, so it's slow, but still, for the money, I think it's still a really good laptop, so a really good computer and stuff. So we're also going to review the screens there. So far, I haven't actually noticed much of a difference from the old screens up there. The only difference between them mainly is the fact that it's a millisecond faster, so from 2 milliseconds to 1 millisecond, and it's 144 Hz screen. But I haven't really been playing those sort of fast games to notice that, but I definitely will sort of look into that and see if they're any better. Then finally, the other thing that we're going to review is the speakers. We're not bothering telling you what they're obviously like testing them for you, because then you'll just hear it through your speakers, so it won't really be any different. But the bass on those are really good, so we would definitely recommend those speakers. What do you think of them, Jan?
Well, Jack put some music on earlier on, like quite loud, sort of, and the bass really sort of vibrated, and you could feel it just like through the house, kind of.
Yeah. So yeah, really loud, and we recommend those. And then finally, we've got the Alienware computer just behind me. Basically, I can't really find many faults with it. Mainly the fault is just the size of it, but I'm going to put all the sort of pros and cons, or the advantages and disadvantages, just after this review, so that you can see for yourself what we thought of it. And that's it really, that's the review. So we're now just going to do the outro for the whole episode, and that's it. Alright, so that is the end of day 4 and the end of the entire episode. So, Dan.
I've had quite a good time just getting all this computer set up and everything, and having a look at it, and it's just been a really nice experience, because it's just, there's so much stuff to just have a look at, and just, it's just really exciting.
Yeah, so I hope you've all enjoyed the video. So we've got everything set up, everything's been tested pretty much that can be, and that's basically the episode. So once again, hope you enjoyed it. Remember, you can comment below for video requests coming up with the new computer, and yeah, comment anything else that you want. Please like and subscribe if this is the first time you've come across this channel. So thank you for watching.